lost. True indeed. We lost. Lord knows we lost. I'm about to say something to make you not like me. You might catch feelings and you might want to fight me, but I don't really care, I'ma say it anyway. Why most comedic guys seem soft and gay? I'm not saying all, but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry oaks and wear makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop, this is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs of a war mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let them D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why NOI? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was God, the white man the devil. Now the white man, or better yet the European, and the Mars and the bean pies are sold by Koreans. I'm talking what I'm seeing, I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman a bee and you got a daughter. Talking about the Hebrews that demonize women and choose Esau over brothers and Kemet. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right. But you can't fool me, cause you make a little noise. Cause deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. You really wanna ride, let's take it to the beast. Get revenge for our people killed by like these. Yeah, right. Y'all ain't busting the grape. It appears that you fear and you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all don't get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided, cause I wear fez and she wear oak and he wear dreads. But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We lost. To get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Y'all think we divided cause I got a fez and you wear and she wear dreads. Y'all think we divided cause I wear fez. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear and he got dreads. Moors need to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you. So we can get together, do what we gotta do. We ain't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built the town to hold us down. Paperwork can't fear, we looking like clowns. Never been to the temple, claim we follow the prophet, but I follow the prophet. I understand logic. People in the temple, time to hit the streets. Everybody do their part, and we ain't getting relief. The murder rate can be more, it's just gone crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. Weed waste with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we might know a little something, but we just frontin', cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided, cause I got a fez, and she got a cross, and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fez, and he got an and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fez?
Yeah, Islam. I'm trying to be your friend, man.
That's right.
Trying to be your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice, that's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we could be scholars, scholarly, or we can get gutter. We are the children of one father, and the breast of one mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the bean trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother, tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low, and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war, standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developed in the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you. And those that's talking that this ain't Islam, everything the prophet bought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. And there's space to me, the law's the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, but you can dress like a herb. Why the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Drew Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen, and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your bucks, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help them set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you, misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, let me be your friend. Peace and love, I said you ain't never, and you would never. You ain't never, ever, ever. You ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, so let me be your friend. Peace and love, oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love, now let me be your friend. Peace and love, I wanna be your friend. Yeah, let me be your friend. All these men, we ain't trying to be enemies. I wanna be your, so let me be your, I wanna be your friend. Hey, yeah.
Oh my goodness, family. Oh my goodness. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm your host. Can you hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me. You need to hear me good, family. Can you hear me? Can you hear this? Hey, family, listen. Listen. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Man, listen, man. Are you able to hear me? I need to make sure you can hear me. Nah, hold up. Family, I need to make sure you can hear me. I got you. Listen to me. Family, it don't look good. It don't look good. Do y'all remember the show that I did? Do y'all remember the show that I did? The last show, Time's Up. Anybody remember that? Y'all remember that? Time's Up. Let me see something. I'll give y'all some music. Y'all want some music? So let's see how this sounds, fam. I got the system straight. Anyway, hold up. Y'all might don't want that. Let's do this.
Like this man was teaching.
So anyway, family, let me turn this down just a little bit. Somebody said they want some music in the background. That might be a good look. Let's see how that sounds. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my brother from First Works Media, who is a friend of the show and a registered member of the Nation of Islam, he had a problem with what I was saying as it relates to the political program of the Nation of Islam. And immediately during the show, he wanted to challenge the information that I presented. You follow me? Now, my thing is, my position remains the same. That no one has executed a plan for the masses. And I want y'all to remember, remember, when I talk about a plan, and cryptonomics can remember this, that's my cryptonomics is my truth serum. He gonna make sure I stay honest. Cryptonomics. He gonna keep me on my toes. So we talked about Neely Fuller. We talked about Malcolm, Claude Anderson. We are not short of a plan. Let's be clear. Many people have presented these plans or concepts or ideas, but why I say time is up with the talking, and now it's time for results. I said no one has produced any results. So now it's time to revisit. And time is up. I said for the Moors, I said for the NOI, I said for the church, I said for the Hebrews, I said for all of our organization. But let me take a pause for a minute and give a shout out to Chatter Sherrod. If y'all see Chatter Sherrod, right? If I wasn't here, she'd be like, I'm from Baltimore. But she put in the chat Owens Mills. See, Owens Mills is outside of the city where they got a little bit of paper. They got a little bit of paper. There's a little something. You know what I mean? But she's still from Baltimore to me. So, I want to say this, family. I want to try to make sure that this conversation stays respectful, and I'm honored to have Brother Warren Muhammad on Moorish World TV. I'm honored to have him on Moorish World TV because maybe we can have some dialogue that could possibly get heated, but we do know that we all are on the same mission for liberating our people. Now, my process may not agree with Brother Warren's process or the nation process or other organizations' process. However, we should be able to dialogue with sensitive topics and leave as we supposed to come in love. That's real talk. But as I talk to my brother First Work Media earlier, I told him that if I get too animated, give me the FOI sign. Do something. You know how when the fruit come up there or the speaker come to the podium and they be, do something. Because I never want to offend my brother who's sincere to what they believe in. Even if I don't subscribe to it. I don't want to do that. But I'm a fighter. I fight for the truth. And I hold no punches when it comes to the truth. You know, but I don't want the truth that I subscribe to walk the line of antagonizing. I never want that. I just want facts. That's why I say this is the Show and Prove network. You're going to have to show and prove on this network. So with that being said, family, I think I've said enough, family. Y'all ready? Family, let me tell you something. In this sanctuary, we have put the ATM in the sanctuary. So you don't have to put your money in the pan. Just have your card in your hand. It's called the Cash App. Look at your neighbor and say, Cash Act. I mean app. And so in the sanctuary of Moorish World TV, look at your neighbor saying Moorish World TV, we take your fives. We take your ones. Oh, yeah. But some of y'all can do better than that. Some of y'all, some of y'all got 20s. Some of y'all got 50s. Some of y'all can even, can throw 100 in the Cash App. Some of y'all, can throw 1,000 and some even 20 to 50,000. We like it all in the Cash App. Look at your neighbor, say Cash App. Y'all remember Ali Muhammad did that demonstration? We like your we like your ones, we like your twos, but we really like the hundreds. I was like, what? What pastor that came up in this demonstration? Oh, man. Shout out to Ali Muhammad. I think it's time to let him on the show. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Listen, family. Y'all ready to get busy? Now, listen. I do want to say this. That after the brother, our brother, First Media Works, Brother Warren Muhammad, after he demonstrates, so we're going to give him approximately 45 minutes to an hour. He's going to get busy. Now, we're going to let him go to 9:45 and then we'll give him, 10:45 and then we give him the sign. You know, and hopefully he get all of the information. And if not, we'll give him more time. Because he actually made a contribution in sponsoring his show. And that's a beautiful thing. And I hold no qualm about that. You know, because he have confidence in Moorish World TV. And he's willing to put up a financial contribution so we can continue this work, even if something was to happen to this network. Because that's what it's going to. I'm telling you, I'm the 80s baby. I didn't had all the flashy stuff at some point in time. I don't need nothing flashy. Only thing I need is for you to get the truth. And so if something would happen here, we want to be able to have an alternative. And anybody make a contribution would know that we are going to keep this going. So honor to my brother for making a contribution, and honor to each and every one of you for making contribution. Every one of you, you know, and that doesn't mean you have to make a contribution today. That's not compelling you to do anything. I sincerely mean thank you, and I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I got some good friends that I've met, man. M. Nugent, my sister D, crypto and many others, man. And Warren Muhammad is definitely among the ranks. So with that being said, family, y'all ready for Brother Warren Muhammad? Y'all ready? Now listen, the objective is for him to rebut some of my comments that I made. Now, so he's going to set it all up himself. But on the flip side of that, I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond aggressively, but intellectually. Shout out to Works Media Works, my brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother. You ready, rock and roll?
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam. I'm not gonna need the whole hour. I'm gonna make short work of this. I'm gonna make short business of this. We're gonna make short business of this here, man.
Hey, listen. This brother is from the old school Nation of Islam. We got some new school Nation of Islam. They're a little bit more laid back and wait till you move. But this brother, he coming out the gate. He from that old school nation. So I'm a little nervous. But I'm ready.
Shout out to the Morris World TV. Shout out Grand Sheik for what you do. Appreciate your work. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the family here. Yeah, man. So I want everybody to know that I'm not coming on here to debate my brother. I'm not coming on here to go back and forth with my brother. I'm simply coming on here to refute a couple of points that I heard yesterday. Now I'm ready to go, Grand Sheik.
Yeah, but I want you to go aggressive intellectually. Because I'm going aggressively intellectually.
Yeah, well, one thing you said, yes, you can go aggressive. One thing you said yesterday is you want to do this without passion. See, I'm going to deal with facts. I'm going to deal with truth, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. I'm going to have a whole lot of receipts, and then you can deal with that.
Y'all hear this? He's talking to the people's Grand Sheik.
That's the people's Grand Sheik. That's my man right there. So
the floor is yours, brother.
All right, I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna tell you what I'm dealing with. What I'm going to deal with.
Let me say this, and I'm removing myself, just like I did with Brother King T. And yeah, I still call him my brother. He just a little bit sleep. That's all. But as I did when I want all the smoke, I'm going to remove myself. And the show is yours for the next 45 minutes or until you give me the word.
Gotcha.
There you go. I'm gone.
All right, peace, family. So I want to be very specific about what I'm here for. I'm here for a couple specific things. So I'm going to play a couple of clips from yesterday, and this is all I'm going to deal with. Go ahead, Grand Sheik.
And they just have you just chasing the carrot. The Hebrew Israelites, all of them. And I have nothing against, let me say this. I have nothing against any of these groups. I'm only speaking truth right now. Y'all with me? I have nothing against the Nation of Islam. I have no horse in the race with the Nation of Islam. I have nothing against the Hebrew Israelites. But I'm telling you that there is no liberating quality as it relates to a group of people with any of these groups. Not the church, none of them. None of them. There is none. And I'm talking about as a group of people. I'm not talking about as an individual. See, the Mormon Science Temple of America may liberate the individual, but as a collective, we still suffer. As a collective, individual may be liberated personally by the teachings of the Nation of Islam. But as a group of people, over 83 million here in the United States, it never works. Because no one have a plan for complete liberation of the totality of those who have been affected by this experiment called the slave trade. None. None. We can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you.
Okay, on that one, there was that was clear. We have no collective plan for liberation. That's collective. Okay, you can go ahead and play the next one now.
So you said that one says no plan.
What? Yeah, just what you said. We have no There's no one has a collective plan for liberation. That's basically what you said. There's no plan and nobody executing, right? So now the next video is there.
So we have a saying in the Moorish Science Temple of America: if man know, he must be what he know. So if Claude Anderson know he got the plan, why haven't Dr. Claude Anderson organized people to execute the plan? If man knows, he must be what he know. If Dr. Claude Anderson know that this plan is official, now he must be that. See, we scared. We scared to face hard facts. If I know a plan, I must be that plan. I'm not knocking our elders. I think Dr. Claude Anderson is amazing. He is amazing to me. However, to say that you have the ultimate plan and talk about it for 10, 15, 20 years without execution, you don't believe in your plan yourself. I like First Media Works. He said NOI has been executing a plan for over 90 years. I disagree, and brother, you can hit the link. I disagree. I disagree. NOI have been executing a plan for NOI. NOI have not been executing a plan for the collective of all of us, with all due respect. NOI have been building NOI. NOI have not been building in a bipartisan way. They have been building the NOI brand. I would debate anybody on it. I would debate anybody on it.
All right, we just going those two videos, those two issues. We can come out. We can come out of that. Those two issues. Those are the only two issues I'm gonna deal with right now. No plan. So let's go to the plan. I'm going to share this screen. You can bring that one up. This is, let me take this one out. This is the Muslim program. You read it a little bit yesterday, but you kind of skipped over some things. So the Muslim program, we want freedom. We want a full and complete freedom. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all. We want equality of opportunity. We want equal membership in society with the best of civilized society. Now, we're going to come back to number 2 because that's going to be one of these points that you mentioned. Now, our plan, the plan, we want our people in America whose grandparents were descendants from slaves to be allowed to establish a separate state or territory of their own, either on this continent or elsewhere. We believe that our former slave masters are obligated to provide such land and that the area must be fertile and minerally rich. You read this yesterday. We believe that our former slave masters are obligated to maintain, supply our needs in this separate territory for the next 20 to 25 years. You mentioned that. We'll talk about that later. Until we are able to produce and supply our own needs. Since we cannot get along with them in peace and equality, after giving them 400 years of our sweat and blood, receiving in return some of the worst treatment human beings have ever experienced that we receive to this day, we believe our contribution to this land and suffering forced upon us by white America justifies our demand for complete separation in a state, in a state or territory of our own. That's the plan. That's part of the plan. Now, let's go to some of the execution of the plan. We're going to go to a video of the Nation of Islam in the first, prior to 75. Now, these things are going to come up. I'm just laying the base. We can talk about these, Grand Sheik. But this is how we're going to do this. Okay, you can play that video right now. This video is about 8 minutes. I want everybody to pay attention to this video. This video is in 1974 at a Savior's Day convention when some of our contributions were being made known. So go ahead, Grand Sheik, you can play it.
You know, the Bible says that the last messenger will have a government upon his shoulders. Right. Now, this obviously must mean that the man has to be the foundation and the support for a new nation. A look at the accomplishments of the government established by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is this man.
That's right. Go ahead, National Secretary.
As a foundation, we have Muhammad's temples in every city of America.
Go ahead, that's right.
We have temples in Bermuda, Jamaica, Honduras, and even in England.
Right.
Educationally, we have Muhammad universities of Islam in 46 cities. This man is truly building the foundation for a nation.
Yes, sir.
In transportation, we have a fleet of cross-country tractor trailers, the most modern. We have a fixed base operation, air aviation department in Gary, Indiana. Now we know that America also has many aircraft that, although excellent in design and suitable for use, they are grounded. We are already in contact with America to purchase some of these. Under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we are negotiating for the purchase of 2 or 3 cargo ships to carry across the ocean the various products purchased for our people in foreign countries.
Go ahead there, Papa.
In fact, the first shipload of fish from the unpolluted waters around the South American country of Peru has already arrived in Mobile, Alabama. It carried with it some 1,000 metric tons of fish, or roughly 2,200,000 pounds. The second ship is already on its way. This one will carry 1,200 metric tons. And brothers and sisters, under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this will continue each month for the next year, at least. The only difference being that the poundage will increase. What he has gained for us, we cannot and will not give up.
That's right.
Now, I personally can bear witness to the love, to the honor and respect that the people of the world have for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. I have traveled completely around the world as the National Secretary of the Nation of Islam. And everywhere that I have gone, the response to the messages that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has sent me with were tremendous. In Japan, in Africa, in the Middle East, in South America, they always respond positively to his program. The messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is moving to establish trade routes across the narrow strip of ocean between South America and Africa. He is also moving toward China. In fact, I will be traveling to China very soon. The trip has already been set. Brothers and sisters, this is why we need the help of every black man, woman, and child in the hells of North America. The world of the black man has extended their arms to Muhammad, and we must be ready to grasp their hands. Here in Chicago, brothers and sisters, again under the divine leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we have deposited $1 million to prove our intent in the purchase of the South Shore Country Club. Brothers and sisters, this is some 59.4 acres of land which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad will use for uplifting projects like universities and hospitals. You know, Christians have hospitals all around us, but we must build our own. By summertime, we expect to have a fleet of pleasure boats on the lake. We also will soon purchase a large yacht for movement along the Atlantic coast. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad is going to build the south side of Chicago and make it beautiful for the black man like the white man has made the north side of Chicago. Already, he has had constructed $1.5 million sales and office building, which the contractor, the black contractor, Mr. Ernest Bush, has almost completed. Now, we have opened the building for the information center and for tours. But as soon as Mr. Bush turns the keys to this building over to the Honorable
Okay, we can take that one out. All right, so that's back in the days of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I know this was before 1974, but he is the father of the Nation of Islam. So I'm going to get to what we're doing now, and I'm going to get to the plan now. But that was a plan. That was an execution of the plan. That was a demonstration that we can govern ourselves. That was a demonstration that no black people anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere have been able to accomplish because of the divine guidance. Sorry. So let's get back to another point that you said, which was we were exclusive, that the Nation of Islam is for the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam executes, but the Nation of Islam only executes for the Nation of Islam. This, the Nation of Islam wasn't eating a metric ton of fish. We were feeding our communities with fish. We went into international trade. Hold on, Grand Sheik, I ain't finished yet.
Are you good?
Oh, okay. We went into yeah. I want to see. Oh, you okay? You looking at the? Okay, got you. I got you. So yeah, we went into international trade, but there's something that you mentioned that we were exclusive for NOI, and we hired our people, we employed our people, we fed our people, we served our people. It wasn't us driving those ships. It was black people. It was black people doing all that. So I'm not going to stay on that point. But in the doctrine itself. Because you said it's just for us, it's just for the Muslims. Right in point number 2, we want equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of creed, class, or color. So that's inclusive. That includes the Crips. That includes the Bloods. That includes the Moors. That includes the Baptist Church. That includes everybody. It's all inclusive. And in the first demonstration of the Nation of Islam, we saw that plan, we saw the execution, and we saw it laid out. And we saw that it's not exclusive. So now we're going to go to the next piece. We can stop right here because I made all my points.
Do you if you want me to respond to that, that'll be excellent right now.
No, we're going to respond at the end.
Oh, okay. I already said if you want to get something together so I can respond to that piece, then that would be phenomenal.
No, because I don't want any red herrings thrown in the game. We're gonna deal with the points that we just dealt with. I dealt with your points. I just dealt with the points. I blew them out the water, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. No, you can come back at the end with that.
All right, come on.
You can come back at the end with that. So now that was in the first resurrection. Of course, in the second resurrection, it's not a new direction, it's the same direction. And so let me show you what we have done and what we are doing to get back to that same spot and further on. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to be. All right. So we're going to play this. All right. Here we go. Go ahead.
On February 24th, 2013, during his Savior's Day address, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan introduced Muhammad's economic blueprint to end poverty and want.
7 days times 1 nickel a day, 35 cents a week. Do you have it? Yes, sir. Isn't that painless? Yes, sir. You know you don't like pain. Yes, look at this. 52 weeks in a year, so that amounts to $18.20 per year. And if everybody in this room, everybody listening by television, everybody under the sound of my voice gave $18.20 a year, multiply that by 16 million in the working force. Now we got $291,200,000 in just 1 year. 291 million. Look at the power of pennies, nickels, and dimes if all of us did this. Can you see the picture? Look, we want to do exactly as Isaiah the prophet said. They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations.
With your support of Muhammad's economic blueprint, we can obtain farmland, build industry, and create jobs for our people. Through pooling our nickels, dimes, and dollars, we can rebuild the wasted cities and provide a future for our children. To support Muhammad's economic blueprint, go to economicblueprint.org and register now.
Are you in agreement with what we must do to end our poverty and want by accepting a program to put our nickels, dimes, and dollars together and make them work for us as a people? How many of you are in agreement? Would you just raise your hands?
Go ahead and put the other one up real quick. That one that's right there. All right, so
On February,
yeah, we're gonna put that one up. So I should have went to this before I went to that one, but this is a rhetorical question. But do you? I don't want you to answer this right now, Sheikh. You can answer later. But don't you agree that we can pool our resources together and do something for ourselves? Because yesterday, and we're gonna get to the politics. Yesterday, you said you need to get into politics to get the bag. But we just showed prior to in 1974 that we didn't need to politics and we got the bag. And here's another example of how to get the bag. Well, we don't need that much politics. So you said yesterday also, you said that politics controls your everyday life. But we showed that pooling your resources and doing something for yourself controls everyday life. This is the structure of what we had prior to 75, and we'll get into today's structure. But this is the structure we had prior to 1975. I'm going to read a few things off of it because we're only dealing with a few things. We're not dealing with whether you agree with the program. We're not dealing with nothing but what you said yesterday, that there was no plan, there was no program, there was no structure, there was no execution. So as you see here, and we're going to get in the Temple of Islam, but right under here is Muhammad University of Islam, upper right-hand corner. That's the schools. Today, we have 127 cities, and we have Muhammad University of Islam's in 27 cities, which is not exclusive for members of the Nation of Islam. Anyone who wants to bring their child to Muhammad University of Islam brings their children there in 27 cities, and probably in your city too. We go over to the left of the chart, which is food, farmland. In the first, we had beef, we had lamb, fire, dairy, eggs, produce. We have the same thing now. It's not on as grand a scale as we had, but we have that. But good foods industry, retail outlets, you can read those yourself. Cotton, hides, wool, capital dry cleaning, clothing factory. We had a clothing factory. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad showed us that we can do this. He showed us that we can govern ourselves. Single family homes, buildings, apartment buildings, Muhammad Speaks newspaper. In warfare, and of course we got the final call now, but in warfare, the first thing that you need is communication. The Final Call newspaper, as was the Muhammad Speaks, is the only and the largest, most widely distributed Black newspaper, which doesn't take advertisement. We don't have government funding. We don't get grants. We did it ourselves without the politics. We don't take advertising, so we're not beholden to any corporations that want to kind of steer our message. And if you're about Black liberation, and if you're about a collective, everybody on here should be reading The Final Call. It's not a religious newspaper. It's information, news and information. And anybody who didn't know about all of this and didn't know what we're doing now, you don't read The Final Call newspaper. You don't read the #1 media instrument of Black people. Okay, we can go on to the next piece. Which was, so we showed the economic blueprint. So we have an economic blueprint right now. What we're going to go to now is the structure. We have a structure now. This is the strategy and the plan. 9 ministries. Because if you're going to, well, I'll get into that as we go. Okay, we got that. Thank you. I'm not one of them smooth talking brothers, man. You got to bear with me. We have the 9 ministries. Let me read the 9 ministries first. And this is not exclusive, because I'm going to read them. This is not exclusive for the Nation of Islam. This is for our people. We got spiritual development, agriculture, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Information, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Arts and Culture, Science and Technology. These right here, and I'm going to read the introduction to that as we go through each one. Introduction to the ministries. A ministry is a collective executive. A ministry is a collective executive. It is responsible for providing public service in a specialized field of government. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Before we get into that, play that, Grand Sheik.
Will there come a time when we will self-govern ourselves like the Turks of Turkey, like the Italians of Italy, like the Chinese of China, like the Mexicans of Mexico, like the French of France? Will there ever come a time when we govern ourselves without interruption? And is there a pathway leading to that? We should be thinking about that. We never think about these things.
All right, thank you, Sheik. You can put the other one up. I know you mad. It's all right. And I know they mad, but we're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. So we showed, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad showed us that we can self-govern ourselves. And the Nation of Islam today is showing you that we can self-govern ourselves. So let's get back to this. The introduction to the ministries. The ministries. I forgot where I left off. The verb minister is from a Latin word meaning to serve. None of this is religious language, by the way. None of this is exclusive to the Nation of Islam. And we're going to show you how it's being executed. The noun minister refers to one who provides a service as an agent of a higher authority. Ministries afford or give things needed by the people to help sustain an acceptable quality of life in the society they serve. They are the practical means through which every member of society receives freedom, justice, and equality. Freedom, justice, and equality in his or her daily life. And their existence ensures a cohesive, flourishing society that improves and advances generation after generation toward the ultimate goal of complete freedom, justice, and equality for all persons, regardless of creed, regardless of class, regardless of color. So let's get into the different ministries. Hey, real quick, you all read along, please. Remember, I'm a friend of Moorish World, so don't be mad. Spiritual development. The ministry bears responsibility for assisting the individual. So let me get this. The 9 ministries, these 9 ministries that are mentioned here cover every sphere of people activity. No matter what you do, no matter what you want as a career, everything is covered here. The purpose of the 9 ministries is to help extract the talent from our people, to help extract the gifts and talents from our people, and they can fit in to these 9 ministries. We're talking plan, we're talking strategy, we're talking structure, we're talking self-governance. Spiritual development, and I'm gonna say that spiritual development is not about being Muslim. It's not about being Christian. It's not about any denomination. If you don't believe in God, you're still a spiritual person. If you don't believe in God, you still have rituals. If your creed is, I don't believe in God, you fit here. If your creed is, I'm a witch, you fit here. We want to know what your talent is, what your skill is, and what you can do to serve our people. The spiritual development ministry bears responsibility for assisting the individual members of the community in process of heeding truth and right guidance. Respect, honor, and obedience to the authority of the Creator is all aspects of life essential to peace, harmony, freedom, justice, and equality. In the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, self-development is absolutely essential component in the microcosm of the new world. Self-development is important. It is not enough that we grow horizontally through the acquisition of farms, factories, banks, industry, trade, commerce, money, good homes. Horizontal growth alone is death. All dead things are on a horizontal level. Therefore, we must grow vertically, grow in uprightness, or we will be overcome by our horizontal growth, the foundation of this ministry and study training units. I'm not going to finish that. One of the executionable things that we do for the spiritual development ministry is we have study guides. We have study guides every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Now they're online. They're available to the public. Grand Sheik, you should tap into the study guides for some. Have your people tap in, bro. Have the people tap in because we need spiritual development. I heard Maimona Free. I don't know if she's in the chat today, but day before yesterday, Maimona Free, when we were talking about the plan, when you were talking about the plan and execution, she said something very key. She said our minds are too toxic right now. We got to get over the toxic mind. And the spiritual development aspect deals with the toxic mind because we toxic as hell, Grand Sheik. In the nation, out the nation, we toxic as hell, and we all need healing. So now let's go to the agriculture. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these. I told you we're going to make short business of this. Agriculture, the Ministry of Agriculture, responsible for developing maintenance of a system of sustainable agriculture to provide wholesome natural food to members of society. In addition to food, this ministry is responsible for the production of raw materials required to build good homes and manufacture clothing. I agree with you, Grand Sheik. Walking around with guns, marching with guns, all the enemy got to do is cut off the food. All he got to do is cut off the food and we dead. So Ministry of Agriculture, we have to be able to feed ourselves. What are we doing? How are we executing that? And it's not just members of the Nation of Islam. We're working with a variety of different groups, and we have national distribution. We had a ABLE program, but now we have a staple foods program. Rice, beans, everything you would need in your home for staple foods and emergency. So we're going to go to the next one. Education. If you're going to talk about, we didn't get in this condition in one generation. It took about at least 500 and something years to get us in this condition. So it's going to have to be multi-generational movement to get us out of this. And if you're talking multi-generational, you're not going to do anything if you don't teach your own children. How are we going to call this man an enemy and we're going to send our children to him every day to teach our own children? So speaking of that, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the 30s established the Muhammad University of Islam. And he went to jail for that because the enemy knows that, I don't want to start teaching. The enemy knows, but he went to jail. He's the father of independent education in America. So we have independent education now. We have black independent schools. We have under independent schools because of the sacrifice and work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. Education. Ministry of Information. I'm in the Ministry of Information. Ministry of Information is getting information to our people. We have the most widely distributed black paper on the planet, which is the Final Call newspaper. If you call yourself a revolutionary, you need to tap into the information. This is, you don't have to be a Muslim to read it. It's not a Muslim newspaper. It's information. Ministry of Health, Ministry of Trade and Commerce, Ministry of Defense. Well, how come y'all ain't at the protests? How come y'all ain't doing nothing? What's the Ministry of Defense doing? The Ministry of Defense ensures the safety, security, and survival of the society and its members and develops policies and systems relating to the national security of the society, beginning with ensuring safe and decent local neighborhoods. It's also charged with the enhancement and protection of military and intelligent assets, structures, and institutions. When it comes to defense, we should not question that. People have tried to run up, and I'm not talking about our people. We don't fight with our people. We don't fight with anybody unless in self-defense. And of course, the Quran says that retaliation is prescribed. The Ministry of Defense, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan called for 10,000 fearless at the 10-10-15, at the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March. Not Muslims, 10,000 black men, 10,000 black women to patrol our communities and make them safe and decent places to live. If you're going to make your community a safe and decent place to live, you need to control the education. Now, here's where you come in, Sheikh. You said the politics. You need to control the local politics in your community. You need to control the information. You need to control all these things in your community, and that's part of what the 10,000 Fearless does. Do we have an example of that? The biggest example is in Atlanta. Everybody Google this. Atlanta 10,000 Fearless is doing phenomenal work. You can find what they do online, but you can also find some of what they do in the Final Call. But that's an example, and they're in all the cities. But we short, man. We need more people to sign up. We thought we would have 10,000 people signing up the first day. Okay, a Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice protects the rights and privileges of members of the society, provides for penalties to be imposed upon persons who violate. We don't have to read all of these, but a Ministry of Arts and Culture. Ministry, there's so much to say on this. The minister has met with most of the rappers that you see. He's met with them, and everybody's on board with that. We're executing that. Science and technology. On one of our shows, I don't have a clip of it. I can bring if we ever do a part 2, but we have scientists in the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam doesn't just reform prison people. The Nation of Islam, this word of God, reforms scientists, reforms doctors, reforms lawyers, reforms everyone. So a Ministry of Science and Technology. So those are the 9 ministries that encompass all areas of people activity. Now, there was something you said, another thing you said yesterday, Sheikh. You said we don't get involved in politics. The Nation of Islam don't get involved in politics, according to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I have bookmark. I'm not going to read it because I'm not trying to take all this time. We have in the Message to the Black Man where he talks about politics. He gives us a policy on politics, but we don't play politics as usual. We're not going to back a politics or a politician if they're not backing our program. This is a fail-safe program. It hasn't been duplicated. It hasn't been replicated or done. So why would we support a politician that doesn't support our program when the program has proven to work? So here's another video where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan at the Million Family March. Here we go. At the Million Family March, where he talks about a strategy on voting, a voting strategy. Go ahead, roll the clip.
That this will necessarily mean that we will get all that we need. Now, to those of you who are going to vote, and I would urge you all to vote, I would say to the voters, to the black and the brown, and to the poor, don't let the smiles and the don't let that make you think that's the right person to vote for. It's almost like a choice between Beelzebub and the devil. You lose with either one. But you know what? Even the devil will do good under the gun. I'm not talking about a physical gun. I'm talking about a gun of the people's unity. We can make this a better government. We can make this a better nation. But if you're going to wait for Congress to do it, they'll do the best they can, and that's very little. Talk to me now. Let's be real. I said Congress will do good, but it will only be in direct proportion to what they're able to do. But if the people are organized, united, and committed, don't worry about the Supreme Court. We are the Supreme Court. Any law that's in this nation can be changed by the mass movement of the people. Martin Luther King didn't sit still when laws were unjust. People moved and people changed laws. We are the court. We are the government. We ought to exercise that kind of power and not leave it into the hands even of those whom we elect. Now, I'm interested in certain congressional races that I would like to see some of our brothers get chairmanship of certain committees. They deserve it and we deserve it. But if Mr. Gore wins and Mr. Lieberman wins, I say that we still should put a force together to make them do what is in our best interest, or the next time around punish them at the polls. You have been too good to those who have lied to you, deceived you, and you never think about punishing those who lied to you. But as long as Farrakhan is alive, I believe that we should punish our elected officials when they don't reflect the will of us, the people. What do you think? Let me see by a show of your hands. All right, one step further. I noticed Mr. Gore and Mr. Bush talking about Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, medication and for the elderly. And I am going to ask for a tax cut that will benefit the middle class. And my opponent, Mr. Bush, what he is proposing will benefit that 1% who are the rich. I like that. I like that. But let me ask you a question, Vice President Gore. I have not heard you say anything about the poor. Your middle class tax cut is all right, but what about the poor? I never heard either Bush or Gore speak to the young of this nation. And the youth are the strongest and the largest voting bloc potentially in this nation. And if you don't care about the young people, I would respectfully say that Louis Farrakhan, I'm going to ask Russell Simmons, the hip-hop guru, I want to see every young person in this nation from 18 to 35 that's not registered. I want you to register. I'm not here to play a political game. I didn't enter into this for this to be business as usual. I know it's not a panacea for all our ills, but let me tell you something, the vote and the power of the vote can determine how the pie is cut and who gets what. And I want to be in the city council when the pie is cut. I want to be in the state capitol when the pie is cut. And I want to be up here when the pie is cut so that we don't get cut out when the pie is cut. And we can determine how that pie is cut if we mobilize and unify. And so, to my hip-hop brothers, I'm going after the young. Since Mr. Gore don't want them, Mr. Bush don't want them, then I'll be your Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the homeless, tempest-tossed. To me, I lift my lamp beside a golden door. He said, I am the door. All who enter by me will be saved. You don't have no lamp for the poor, but I got a lamp for the poor. I'm running on my record, and my record is better than all the candidates.
Video. Yesterday, we're not done yet though, but yesterday you said the Nation of Islam don't get into politics. I'm not going to read from you the message to the black man. I could, but no, I'm not going to.
In fact, I would like you to.
All right. Just a minute. I will. So, because we talk, you said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we don't get into politics, but I'm gonna show you that that's not true. So, the purpose of that video, he said a lot of the things that you were saying. This is what you were saying that the Nation of Islam don't get into. So that was a point that I just wanted to refute. And he said a lot more than you said, but I'm sure you were on the same page. Now, did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, did he disagree with politics? Here is a headline in Message to the Black Man. If you ain't got this book, I'm not talking to you, Grand Sheik. I know you, but if you don't have this book, I question your revolutionary credentials. Put Muslim program to Congress. Put Muslim program to Congress. on the bottom, an economic blueprint, but put Muslim program to Congress. He's talking politics. Read, man. Let me see. Okay, let me talk about what he. Oh boy, I'm not gonna fumble. I'm not gonna fumble through this, brother. But he's saying put the Muslim program to Congress. That's politics. He's saying put the Muslim program through a political route. He's not saying go into politics and try to get a bag. He's not saying that. And I heard what you said yesterday about white man politics. We can talk about that. I'm just trying to go to where I the national agenda. We still dealing with politics. This is how sincere I am. I'm just here to clear up some information. The Honorable Minister Lewis, and I want everybody to know I next day aired this book to the Grand Sheikh, to Brother Taharka, so he could see that the minister, it's not just the minister, it was a council of people, but we came up with, when I say we, the Nation of Islam and the other organizations, other black people, other black organizations, came up with an 8-year program, an 8-year political program, an 8-year comprehensive political program. This is a national agenda, public policy issues analysis, and programmatic plan of action. I don't have to go into the book. You got the book. But for the people, because I'm not expecting a retraction from you. I'm not expecting a retraction from you.
I'm ready to get busy. Your hour is up.
I know you ready. I know you're ready. I'm still getting it in real quick. Business and economic development, the back. I'm not gonna go into it. But the final point, there's one more point that I want to make. The final point. Let me pull this video up. Okay. So let me summarize. Okay, I'm about done. Then after I summarize, I'm gonna make that final point. So we showed. You said we didn't have a collective plan. You said no one had a collective plan. We showed that we had a collective plan that was not just for the Muslims. We showed a plan. We showed strategy. We discussed strategy, and we showed that execution of a plan. We showed it before, and we showed the execution of a plan today, a reestablishment and a reestablishment. We also showed that we are not anti-politics then or now. If you could accept the fact that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said for us to take our program to, and he also talked about Adam Clayton Powell. He also talked about endorsing people in this book and what are the conditions of endorsing someone. We're only going to endorse someone, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we're only going to endorse someone if they endorse our program. We're not compromising, we're not pussyfooting around with other people's program and playing a political game when we know that this program works. Not only have we shown, and this is the last, and that's the summary, but this point I want to make. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is not a Negro leader. These men are divinely guided. What is the proof that they are divinely guided? The proof is in the pudding. The proof is some of the receipts that I just brought, but I know you know, because you know Brother Carlos, you know the Nation of Islam. Anybody who deal with revolutionary work, anybody who deal with community work, they know the Nation of Islam and they rub shoulders with the Nation of Islam, and they know that we work with all groups and organizations. But this is something this is a video that I want to play to show that he is divinely guided. And I know one of your questions is, well, if he had a political plan, what happened to it? Why don't I know about it? What happened to the national agenda from 2000 to 2008? That's what you want to. I can read your mind. Let me tell you something that the Nation of Islam doesn't do. This is what we don't do. And this is we going into the reason why it didn't work, because we have so much suppression in the black community. What we don't do, you never see members of the Nation of Islam lifting up an organization and pointing out their shortcomings. Because we know all organizations have shortcomings. Nation of Islam has shortcomings. Everybody has shortcomings. But you never see us. You never see Minister Farrakhan. You never see Brother Carlos or anybody else lifting up an organization and pointing out their misgivings or pointing that out. Why? Why?
I just want you to know that you're our brother. I don't.
Oh, really? How long has it been?
It's been over an hour.
Oh man, my bad.
You good?
So
I'm just ready. I need to respond.
Okay, so that's what we don't do. We don't do that, and that is very suppressive in the black community, because no matter what anyone is doing, I'm not talking about agents. I'm not talking about agents. I'm not talking about frauds. I'm talking about somebody who may be sincere, who wants to help, and may be compromised in one or two ways. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some organization. I'm not talking about the NAACP. NAACP ain't a black organization. I'm not talking about that. But anybody who is trying to do some good for the black community, leave them alone and let them do their work. Let them grow. And then we connect at the end. So part of the reason why it didn't happen, and it did happen to a certain extent. It happened to the extent that there was participation. But there's so much, I'm not going to say opposition, but there's so much resistance to the Nation of Islam. There's just people mad. I'm looking at the comments. People just, they mad at progress for no reason. I mean, they just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not.
They ready. They ready, brother.
Well, let's get to it then. But I'm not here to, I got to play one more just to show, I want to show that.
Play one more. How long is this one?
About 3 minutes, about 3 minutes.
Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. See, you don't believe this white man is your enemy. So what God is going to do, since you have become an enemy to, God is going to turn this white man loose on you. Since you like to kill, well, you can't outkill him. God got something for him, but he gonna make him whoop the hell out of you. Mark my words. When you see it happening, remember, you heard it here. And wherever you are, in the dope den, in the whorehouse, in the freak house, when it hits you, remember, I better go get myself together. For some, it'll be too late. But for others, those that it's too late for will be examples for the rest of you. He's going to come in your house and start killing the members of your family. I'm just going to put it to you, because I ain't going to waste another bit of damn time with you. Because I'm not no damn entertainer sitting here making you feel good and you go out and living that damn life that you living, and you think you can come back here and play me. I said he's coming in your house and start taking out members of your family that you love and the better ones among you, and leaving the worst ones to suffer. You're going to be all right after you get to whooping. You know how it is when you're growing up? Your mother started whooping you, or your father, and you tell him, I ain't gonna do that no more. I ain't gonna do that no more. He said, I know. So when God get finished, you can tell him, I ain't gonna do that no more. Because he know damn well if you live through it, you won't do it no more. The Bible puts it like this. If he didn't shorten those days for his elect's sake, not one soul would be left alive on the earth. Now just watch the events. Every day it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Just these next few years are going to be some pretty rough ones. You like America's wealth, huh? What's going to happen when the stock market crashes? You going to kill each other over some dead white president on a piece of paper? What's going to happen when the money has no more value? And you see rich men lighting their cigars with $1,000 bill. What you going to do then?
That was 2001, Sheikh. We ready to rock and roll, but that's part of that is showing the divine guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but it's also showing that self-development is key if we plan on being liberated in any form or fashion. That was 2001, 20 years ago. All right, let's get it.
All right.
Wait. Before we get it, I want everybody to know I didn't.
Brother, you owe no apology. Let's get it. So listen, first of all, you are in total error to say that Elijah Muhammad is the father of independent education. The Moorish Science Temple of America had 17 temples throughout the Midwest, well as the East Coast. 17 temples. Each of them had a school. It is documented. Each of them had a grocery store as well as a manufacturing corporation.
I stand corrected.
Let me finish. So I can go all back and give all the accolades of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And the accolades of Prophet Noble Drew Ali is what I use today to try to duplicate so we can get back on the path that we left. Because it's all in the execution. My whole show was about that no one has executed successfully. And time is up for the talking. And what you did for this last hour, you talked and you talked about the greatness of yesterday. But you have not produced anything that would solidify that greatness of today. You gave a bunch of speeches and heartwarming speeches. This is what the pastor do. The pastor do the same thing. He talks about what Jesus have done, when Jesus come, what's going to happen. And this is what the pastor do. This is the modern day philosophical stroking of the playing on the heartstrings of the people. Now let me show and prove. One of the reasons that you didn't want to read what was in the message of the black man, because you know what's in there. And I know also what's in there. But before it's my turn now. We're going to go right to what you pulled out. Put a Muslim in Congress. We're going to go straight to that because you know what's up in there. But now, before we get to that, you said you talked about. Let me share this real quick because I got a lot I want to give real quick before I get to the meat of what I'm saying. But I'm gonna be interesting the whole time. Now, real quick, let's share this. What I'll do is this. I'll say, let's try this Google Drive here. What we got here? Not that one. Let me stop that. We're gonna hit the next one. Give me 1 second. Let me get this Google Drive jumping. You talked about the most successful red paper by our people. My bad. This is it right here. Why did I keep pulling that up? Let me stop for a minute. Let me get it one more time. Let me try it one more time. Bam. Why is that Google Drive? Let me just X this one out then. I'm pulling up the wrong Google Drive, but I'm going to X that one out. So I should just have one here. There it is. So when you talk about the newspaper of the Nation of Islam, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali been there and done that. And I can go over all of the great things that Prophet Noble Drew Ali has done, the same way that you just did. But the Prophet Noble Drew Ali did it before Elijah Muhammad. I can do the same exact thing. That has no bearing on me not reproduce me. That has nothing to do with me because I have not reproduced it. The only time that means something to me is when I reproduce it. So here is the paper. Now, you brought out the book. You say put Muslim program in Congress. Now, you said Elijah Muhammad said put a Muslim program in Congress. In fact, Prophet Noble Drew Ali actually put a man in Congress. In this paper of February 1929, it said we can elect one congressman. In fact, he actually didn't put a program in Congress. He actually put a man in Congress. He actually put a man in Congress, or was instrumental in the first brother to go to Congress since the Reconstruction. So forget the program. Let's put the man in. Stop right there. So let me rewind and let me get on some of your points real quick. One of my main demonstration I was talking about in my show was that we have too many talkers. And all of this talk that we have been, all this talk that we continue to have has gotten us nowhere. In fact, I appreciate you sending me this book. I read through it real fast. I am a skim reader and I am a speed reader. One thing that I noticed about this book, and if I get time, I'll bring out some parts of this book. One thing that I noticed about this book is these are the same things that I've been talking about in my last show. These are ideas and plans unexecuted. Unexecuted. Let me finish. They are ideas and plans unexecuted. How do we know? I don't even have to go through the book now because you yourself said, you want to know why this wasn't successful? You said it. I didn't say that. You said it. You say you want to know why we wasn't successful? This is the point of my last show. That was the point of my last show. Because we haven't had an effective plan. We haven't had, no. We're not going to, no. We haven't had an effective plan for the masses. Now, before, give me a second. I want to show you something. Give me a second. Don't stop me now. Now, I want to get to your point. I want to get to your point of you talking about putting a man in Congress, mentioning putting a man in Congress. And I need the people to see exactly. Hold up. Let me get this slide right. I need the people to see exactly what we're talking about here. Now, you went on to talk about Farrakhan and talk about register to vote. Now, one of the things that you know and I know that this book say on page 172, when he's talking about putting the plan in Congress, the last line on Message to the Black Man, page 172, it says the wisest and the surest way to success is to unite behind me. So after all of the jargon about putting a plan in Congress, as I said, it's all about rallying behind Elijah Muhammad or NOI, not the plan that is for everybody. You have to be with Elijah Muhammad or NOI for you to be successful, according to this philosophy. I didn't say it, it's written. The wisest, I didn't say it, it's written. The wisest and surest way to success, all right, is to unite behind me.
Yes, that's the plan.
Not today. Hold on. So the point that this is the point that I was making. This is a Nation of Islam program cloaked as a program for the 83 million of us. No, it's only cloaked like that. It's not really like that. Let's be clear. It only sound like that in theory. When you talked about the ship. No, I gotta finish, brother. I didn't interrupt you. When you talked about the fish, and you talked about the ship, The thing to make that really hold tight is to show us the ship today. Show us the employment of our people on the ship. You didn't do that. You pulled up a video and you talked about a ship. But now let me show you exactly where you went wrong at. One thing that you got to know wrong is this. Because we can't play games and just use fluff, right? We ain't gonna use no fluff. We're gonna come straight with it. One thing that you didn't see on the ship that I noticed on the ship was it was frozen whiting H&G, product of Peru, made by Polish trawlers. Now, stop for one moment. I don't care about doing business with anybody, but you said, not me, you said, this is so we doing business with our people. This is for our people. But Polish trawlers, would that be the white man, the devil? You said this. I didn't say it. You said it. Remember, you said so we can do business with our people internationally. You said that. I did not say that. You said it. But right on the same video that you have, this made by Polish trawlers. This is petty, I know, but I got to do it. It's petty. I got to do it because I need you to eat your words right now. Because again, let's not forget the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that no one came up with a comprehensive plan for everybody, regardless if they are members of the Nation of Islam or anything. Now, let's go to the next one. Stay with me. Now, on this video right here, let me get my little note. On this video right here, you still got that video? I'm gonna let you hear your own video if you can put that one up. You still got that?
You know, the Bible says that the last messenger will have a government upon his shoulders. Right. Now, this is some 1,000 metric tons of fish.
Where is that ship today? Where is the ship today? Show me the success in the plan today. Hold up. That's a rhetorical question, as you said. Where is the ship today? We're talking about total liberation, right? When you listen to this, one of the things that you will hear, if I can catch one real quick.
We have deposited $1 million.
He just said it. One of the things that you hear over and over and over again is we. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that it's all inclusive of all of us. He's talking about the Nation of Islam being the we. You know, and I know that. If he said we have deposited $1 million, we have to, he's speaking of the Nation of Islam. He's speaking of the Nation of Islam. He's not speaking of a national economy that's all inclusive of Christians, Moors, Hebrew. He's speaking of we as the Nation of Islam. You know that, and I know that. No one else have access to that except for the Nation of Islam. I'm going to prove my point. You got some documentation? Right? Take your notes and show the documentation of how everybody have access to that $1 million that was deposited. But I got something for you. Hold up. Don't move too fast. I got you. I got you. But I want people to understand that it was always we, and that would be referring to the Nation of Islam, whether you like it or not. That's just what it is, unless you can show me otherwise. We can talk theory. In this video here, the brother in this video says that he's going to build or rebuild the south side of Chicago. He's going to get all of these buildings. This is what I'm talking about. We always talking about what we're going to do. What happened to that plan? In this video you played, he's going to build the south side of Chicago. The south side of Chicago is worse now than it was then. I call these type of people in the Morris Science Temple of America, with all due respect, I call them a Baltimore's. They're not Baltimore's, they are Baltimore's. They always about to do something. That was the purpose of the show. The show was to say that there's a bunch of plans, but no concrete execution. What you showed me was some good plans, some great ideas. Some of them maybe were successful in your eyes, but for the unsuspecting public, they have no clue about what you're talking about because it's not inclusive to them unless they are in the know of the Nation of Islam. This is a fact. You know, and I know. That's why you say, get the Nation of Islam paper, because the Nation of Islam paper will inform you what's going on with the Nation of Islam economy. It's a Nation of Islam economy. Who controls it? Ministers in the Nation of Islam. You have to show proof. The burden is on you today.
No, you have to show proof.
No.
You show proof.
Hold up. We gotta go let you cut me off. You're gonna have to show proof. The burden ain't on me because they said we in the Nation of Islam. I didn't say that. They said that. They said, we have $1 million. Now, it's my job to go to the books of the Nation of Islam. You are a registered member of the Nation of Islam, not me. It's my job to go through the books of the Nation of Islam. I'll do you something even better. I got slides all over the place. I'm going to do you something even better. All right. Now, matter of fact, before we get to that, let's get to this. You pulled up the plan. Now, this one going to hurt you. This one going to hurt you, my brother. This one going to hurt you. I just want us to get right. This one going to hurt you. Watch this. There we go. Now, in this slide right here, it says, and you read it too, we want our people, make sure everybody can see it. We want our people in America whose parents or grandparents who were descendants from slaves be allowed to establish a separate state and territory of their own. Remember you read that? They want to be allowed to do that. And I put emphasis on that day. I say allowed. What are you talking about? Allowed. Y'all ready, family? They said, don't hurt them too bad. I got to do it. I mean, I'm on my set it. I got to do it. Grandma got to get hit too. Now, y'all remember that steady clip. But now, listen. It said, to be allowed to establish separate state territory of our own. Watch this, family. Watch this. Y'all ready? Watch this. Farrakhan was given $1 billion. $1 billion. And guess what Farrakhan did? He asked the government, can he receive the $1 billion? The Treasury Department said no. Instead of, according to public information, instead of taking the billion from Gaddafi and establishing some territory in Africa, they never received $1 billion. But the plan of Elijah Muhammad is to have your separate territory. Isn't $1 billion a good jump start? Isn't $1 billion a good jump start? Let me read. The Treasury Department on Wednesday rejected a request. The goddamn white man, the devil white man, we requesting now. The Treasury Department on Wednesday rejected a request from the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan for permission. See, we can't play both sides. We can't be the goddamn white man, the devil, and then requesting him for permission. That doesn't work right. I know it hurts some feelings. It got to. But this is the principle of what I'm talking about. This is the principle of what I'm talking about. We at one time in front of the podium saying the goddamn white man, excuse my expression, but I'm only quoting. And then the next time we're asking the goddamn white man to bring us favor or give us favor to receive $1 billion. We got to stop this. We got to stop this, and we got to stop, and we got to look at this and see how we could have got that $1 billion without requesting it from the European. See, I looked at this because I know if somebody offered me $1 billion, there's nowhere in the world that I'm talking to this European about nothing. About nothing. And I'm not as influential as Farrakhan. I am not as articulate as Farrakhan. But I'm not requesting nothing from the quote-unquote devil. That's just me, though. All right, hold up. Walk with me. So that's one thing. What I'm relating that to is if they wanted to establish their own territory in a separate state, that was enough to do it, if that's what he wanted to do. All right? Now, the 2013 Rebuild the Wasted City program. What happened to that? That was 2013. You mean tell me in 2013, these ideas have not matured by 2021? This is my point that I've been making. My point is still the same. We have not executed a program for the masses. At 2013, this idea from this divinely guided brother has not materialized. It's our fault. That's what you're saying. It's our fault that this divinely guided man and this plan at 2013 have not materialized in 2021. We got to take the hit for that. This is the plan. So, when you look at, you're talking about Farrakhan giving a speech about functioning in politics. Now, according to Elijah Muhammad, in a message to the black man in America, he says you are not American citizens or members of the white man's world. If you are not American citizens, you can't vote anyway. What non-citizen can vote? So what is Farrakhan talking about? Is he talking Farrakhan message or Elijah Muhammad message? Because according to Elijah Muhammad, you are not American citizen. And if you're not, that's just euphemism. I need help. The only American citizens are white people, according to Elijah Muhammad, who are originally from Europe. So why fight a losing battle and trying to be recognized as something you would never be? I'm not trying to disillusion you, but merely telling you the truth. Again, how can Farrakhan say vote for you and those who are with him if you're not American citizens, according to the messenger Elijah Muhammad. Not according to me. No, you're going to have to get this beating. Buddy. You got to take this beating. You got to take this beating. You come back, but you're going to have to take this beating here. Yeah, you can come back, but you're going to have to take this beating. Now, calm down. Now, your grandma used to say, now go on get the switches off the tree. Go on get the... I still got 30 minutes. Now, go on get the switches off the tree. I got to stop this stuff. Baby, that's right. You know, grandma used to say, then go get them switches off the tree. Now, if you keep it up, I'm going to make you braid them. You're going to put them in braids. You know what I mean? You're going to have to put them in braids. Go on get the switches off the tree. You mean, can't play with... Come on, man. You challenged me on my show. You challenged me on my show. Another one from Elijah Muhammad. He says, hold up. He says, beware of national election. My black brothers and sisters, there is no salvation in them for you. Who are you following, Elijah or Farrakhan? Which one is divinely guided? Because one is contradicting the other. With all due respect, let
me on, Shade.
No, sir, you're going to have to take this beating. You on after I'm done. After I'm done, you got the floor, and you can wrap up. We're going to wrap up, but I'm going to get by over 30 minutes. You had yours. It says, beware of national elections. My black brothers and sisters, there is no salvation in them for you, only false promises. The only salvation for you and me now is unity under the guidance of Allah through his messenger and his program for us all. I said it and I will say it again. The objective is for you to join the Nation of Islam. The objective is for you. That's what Elijah Muhammad said. All of the cloaking it like it's for everybody. Yeah, it is. If you submit to the structure of the Nation of Islam. What I'm talking about is a program that's all inclusive, whether you be a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America or any organization. That was my spill. I don't think anybody was confused with that. I even jumped on the Moorish Science Temple of America for the dogmatic practices such as this. These are dogmatic practices. Listen, it is what it is. Now, once we understand what it is, we can address it effectively. I would say, well, you know what? That was that time. You know how people do? Well, that was then. But now it's a new day. We citizens today. But we weren't citizens during Elijah Muhammad time. We wasn't citizens in 75. But in 2013, when Farrakhan made that speech for us to vote, we citizens now. You know this don't make sense. You know and I know this don't make sense. But you're going to try to make it make sense because that's what dogmatic information does. You try to make it make sense, but it just don't make sense. This is why I was telling my wife today, I follow the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and there's not one doubt about those teachings that I have. Not one doubt. And I will stand and defend it before anybody, and I will not bite my tongue, and I will not take nothing back because it's solid. The whole thing is solid. Prophet Noble Drew Ali's teachings to me is totally solid. What he demonstrated, I demonstrate today. And this is why I go at them fake Moorish Science Temple of Americas, because they're not doing what the prophet did today. And the prophet was the success. He was the model of success. Why should I change it as everybody else? And if you say Elijah Muhammad is the messenger and he is the model of success, then you better beware of national elections, because there is no salvation in them for you. There is no salvation in them for you. How can we say that any other way? He's saying, leave it alone. Farrakhan saying, go get him. This is the fact of the matter. Now you can't make this stuff up. You know what I mean? So, now, let's see. Farrakhan say, you have been in the Democratic Party, you got nothing. We were Republicans at one time. At least we had fake Declaration of Emancipation. No, if you and I unite with that man, and that man is Elijah Muhammad, the messenger, Messiah, with the help of Allah, he said, I will get you what you want. And I know what you want, for I'm your brother. Even in this statement from Farrakhan, he's saying to rally behind Elijah Muhammad. Again, what I was saying is that we don't have a concrete plan that's all inclusive without one joining the Nation of Islam, without becoming a Christian, without becoming a Hebrew, without being in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Something that's all inclusive. That's what I said, and I stand on it. Everything that I've showed thus far shows that if you don't get behind Elijah Muhammad, then you may not be able to be a part of the rewards. And I'm going to show you even more. Now, we might say, oh, no, that ain't true. Okay. Here we go. You might say that ain't true, but we're still in the politics part. We're still in the politics part. Right here. Let me get a whole screen. Right here. Black man in America has been privileged by the slave master children for at least a century to vote for whites, for office, to judge and rule. This freedom to vote has made the black man in America feel very dignified and proud of himself. He goes to the polls very happy. Let me slide on down. And if anybody want to go back and check it out, they can check it out themselves. But at the last line that I got highlighted, it says, the black man, the black vote could be cast or not. The white citizens of the government are going to win and continue to rule anyway. The defeatist attitude right there by Elijah Muhammad. That's the defeatist attitude. So if Elijah Muhammad said they're going to win anyway, how is it possible that we can reconcile that Farrakhan now say vote? So now today they're not going to win anyway. This is what I'm saying about the teachers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. What he said yesterday serves right today. It serves right today. And this is the facts that I stand on. What Prophet Noble Drew Ali said yesterday, it stands right today. Me, as a follower, a teacher, a divine minister of the teachers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, there is no way humanly possible that I will go opposite of those teachings. According to Elijah Muhammad, you're going to lose whether you vote or not. So now, how is 20 or the million family march? Now people are rallying to vote. I guess you can win today. Not to mention when Brother Farrakhan, with all due respect, had to influence brothers in the nation without the nation to vote or register to vote for Jesse Jackson. That was the first voting campaign from the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Minister Louis Farrakhan. But that was a no-go during the time of Elijah Muhammad. You know, and I know. Black men, the black man should be very serious and careful about voting, because 90% of black votes cast are cast by ones who do not have the knowledge of what they are casting a vote for. I still say, as I've said many years, vote for Allah to be your ruler and come follow me. These are all implications that the political process is not a process that the NOI should be involved in. These are all implications. And you say, well, he got it right. Adam Clayton Powell. That was just commentary. It was a strict thing in NOI under the leadership of Elijah Muhammad that no one would vote. Ain't nobody vote under the leadership under Elijah Muhammad. And if you say they did, you are misinformed. You are totally misinformed. No one voted. So we just into the political part right now. We're getting to the economics in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to the economics in a minute. When you look at people that tried to go political and that was associated with the Nation of Islam, ultimately they begin to deny their connection to the Nation of Islam. In this article right here, before she was sworn into office, Rep. Tlaib recalled that she was warned by the FBI of death threats against her on the first day of orientation. Such hatred and threats continue to this day for her and Omar. And because of that, people begin to distance themselves. But now check this out. But when it comes to the absence of Muslim representation in Congress, the 800-pound gorilla in the room, or absent from it, is the Nation of Islam, the sure enough black Muslim. When was among us, the Elijah Muhammad did not permit his followers to vote, let alone hold office, what he described the devil's politics. Although he expressed great admiration for Representative Adam Clayton Powell, the pastor of Harlem Abyssinia Baptist Church. Again, and if I need to put the link up, I can put the link up. Again, it was clear that the founder, or not the founder, it was clear that the messenger did not play those games. So this is what I'm saying. When we're talking about true liberation and a concrete plan, the plan can't keep shifting, and we're talking about divine guidance. One thing got to be in stone. It keeps shifting. The Moorish Science Temple of America under my leadership would never shift. Now, I ain't even gonna go here. Let's go here. Farrakhan said he made a deliberate conscious step to register to vote because the political process is the only mechanism in America to address the issues of poverty and illiteracy and unemployment. I agree. But Elijah Muhammad don't agree. Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan are at odds right now. Under the leadership of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, voting was ostracized like sin. But it appears now that most followers of Farrakhan think the only way conditions can be improved in the black community and changes made in the course of America is to participate in the political system. Brother, this is something you can't deny. That there is two different concepts happening here. This is why it cannot be a concrete plan for liberation until we get to the concrete plan of liberation. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. No one can deny this. Who can deny this? We might try to philosophize it. Well, now it's 2021. Like I say, we citizens now. This is a tough one. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. Look at my brother. I love you, War Muhammad. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you.
We ready now?
No. I got some more time.
All right.
I got more time. Hold on now. Shoot, all that talking you was doing. Now, let's do this. All right. I'm not gonna get you too bad. Let me do this. When we talk about, let's do this. I ain't gonna do that. So, one of the things that people like to brag on is the Million Man March with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it's definitely a sight to behold. But when we analyze it critically and say what became of the Million Man March, what grew out of that was sustainable? What grew out of that? we do know without a doubt, a contradiction from the Million Man March. It birthed more marches. The Million Son March, the Million Mama March, the Million Family March, the Million Cousin March, the Million This March, the Million Friends March, the Million, it birthed a whole bunch of marches. But when you analyze it critically, it didn't move the meter for us as a people nowhere. It didn't move the meter nowhere. And you know how we know it didn't move the meter nowhere? This is how we know. Listen, I analyze things real critically. Farrakhan mentioned that if everybody gave $1, that's $1 million that can go towards, I'm going to say self-improvement, and I'm paraphrasing, but you do remember that sort of statement though, right? If everybody gave $1. Now, the estimates was over 1 million and going into the area of 2 million. And when they say, well, the devil didn't finagle the numbers, but let's give it the benefit of the doubt. You mean tell me over 1 million people that came didn't have $1? And if they did, what happened to it? You know what happened? The idea is everybody give $1 million. We got $1 million to give towards our advancement. But once it was all over said and done, say, oh man, we got expenses. Oh man, we had to pay for the speakers. Oh, we had to pay for this. Oh, we had to pay for that. Oh, we had to pay for this. So the concept of everybody giving $1 went out the window when the checks and balances came. Anybody remember that? Anybody remember that? When the checks and balances came, the whole everybody give $1, it was gone. Man, we got to pay for speakers. We got to pay for the ice cream trucks. We got to pay for the cotton candy. We got to pay for everything. And we was left with a little bit of nothing. You remember? You was there. You remember? What I'm saying is that is not a concrete plan. This is about my show. I love my brothers in NOI. I think y'all did a great thing. We're building up the morale in the community, especially in the 80s and the 90s. But there is still no universal concrete plan to get up out of this situation. And you said that politics, I said that politics would get us out this situation. I didn't say that. I said that's one of the many things. I said politics. No, you said.
I didn't say you said that.
No, you said politics. I said that politics is the only way to get to the bag. And then you started naming about business ventures. No, I say if we want to get to the bag, we got to get into politics because they hold the pen to write the check.
Right.
But that's just one of many things.
That's what you. That's all I said. You said.
Yeah, that's one of many things. Hold up, brother. Hold up. That's one of many things. We cannot deny one and neglect one when that's one of many things. And that's one of the very important things. But hold up. Now, the reason why I know that nothing became of it, of the Million Man March fiasco, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It built self-esteem. It built morale. It made people feel good. But after it was all over said and done, we in 2021, and guess what? All the committees are gone. Remember all them committees? Let me show you something.
They still here.
Let me show you something.
They still here.
They still here, but
many of them are still here. Not all of them.
Let me finish. But the Million Man March Metropolitan Area Planning Committee, they dissolved in 2007. All right? They dissolved. They out of here. The Million Man March Incorporated, they dissolved too in 2009. All right? The Million Man March Incorporated, also one of them, they dissolved in 2017. All right. Now, one of the major problems with this, It's not only that they dissolved. The reason why they dissolved, because they ain't making no leadway. It's over with. The jig is up. It's over with. On to another concept. This is my point. On to another concept, on to another idea, on to another way to stroke people and say, this is the way out now. On to another concept. That's what the 2013 putting the money together was about. And it's always going to be another concept, another concept, another concept. That was the purpose of my show, to say we need a concrete plan. We need a concrete plan. Now, I know people going to say, well, what have the Moorish Science Temple of America done? I'm going to look you in your face and say, those who call themselves the Moorish Science Temple of America, nothing. Nothing. That's why this conversation is so important. I look you in your face and say, those who running around say they follow Prophet Noble Ali has done nothing in comparison to what the Nation of Islam was able to accomplish. But it's time for a new conversation. It's time for a new conversation. And that's with all of our groups. The church, the Nation of Islam, everybody need to be held accountable. Everybody. Because guess what? If one don't join the nation, you said the Nation of Islam got schools, they got bakeries, of course. Let me tell you something. The Japanese are hire Asiatics here in Baltimore because their children then went on to all greener pastures. The Koreans now will hire people from the hood to sell their raggedy chicken down Lexington Market today. Do they get an accolade for hiring somebody from the hood? Absolutely not. They need the manpower. And they need manpower to do something that others ain't going to do. That's no different than the Nation of Islam. Many of those in the Nation of Islam have gone on to be intellectuals. They ain't flipping no hot grease fish. And those who will, it's not that many no more. So you got to hire outside the Nation of Islam. You have no choice. You have no choice to hire outside of the Nation of Islam. Because most of the nation have went on to be intellectuals. The Noris. Yeah. You know. My big bro. You know my bro. But let me get with this. Let me get with this real quick. Let me get with this. Last but not least. See, but I want to hit you real quick. Then I'm going to let you roll. Now, when we start talking about success and we start talking about liberation, I'm talking about liberation all inclusive. Whether you follow Prophet Noble Ali or not. This is the type of program I'm talking about. Where you don't have to go to a mosque, you don't have to go to a temple, that there is community centers so you can get with the program to help liberate yourself. No dogmatic. This is what the program that we're working on called the Alliance for Political Accountability. But last but not least, in 2002, Louis Farrakhan's farm charity began collecting federal farm aid. By 2015, Farrakhan accrued nearly $160,000 in federal subsidies. $160,000. But the white man is the devil. I'm saying get your money. I'm saying do what you got to do. After I started doing all of this, the government is conspiring to kill us. The government is conspiring to do this, but you're taking $160,000. That's just one. I can bring out multiples. I'm just going to bring this one. I'm not dogging Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan. I'm bringing out the facts. We don't like to look at facts for what they are. Let's just look at facts for what they are. You cannot one moment said the government is conspiring against you, but appeal to the government to let you receive $1 billion, to appeal to the government to help keep your farm intact. Brother, and all of this under a 501c3.
Ready?
All of this under a 501c3. Anytime that anything's under a 501c3, at that point, you are in the bid financially with the United States government. Anytime, no exceptions. Furthermore, anytime you work under a 501c3, there is no real political progress to be made. You know that, I know that, and anybody who knows about politics in the smallest sense know that operating under a 501c3, you can never move the political meter, not one smidget. And all of these things, which I'm gonna stop my slides right there because I got plenty of more. I got clips out of this book. I mean, it don't take me long. But when I'm telling you, we got to do better. And that was the purpose of my presentation. Now, I'm going to let you do what you do. But, brother, can you keep it 15 minutes and I ain't going to respond?
I'm going to keep it shorter than that, Sheikh. Like I said, well, first of all, let me say this. You just went through a lot. Come on back here. Come on, get back on here, Sheikh. Don't leave. This for you. You done said this after my presentation. You put a whole lot of stuff up there, one after the other, and none of it facts or truth. But let me say it was all none of it.
Do you understand? Hold up.
You went through a whole lot of stuff, and we should have went point by point.
Listen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
That I'm making is that there is no critical, there is no real plan in place for everybody in the masses.
I got you, but in my presentation, I showed that what you said was wrong, and I showed that there is. So wait a minute, I'm not gonna be long. I'm not gonna be long because in order to have a real conversation, you gotta be in good faith, and I don't think you're making good faith arguments. And it's got to be some. I'm looking for my summary here. Hold on. You got to have integrity when it comes to arguing in the best manner, Sheikh. When I came, I said, I put your videos up. I told you what I was addressing. I addressed it. And I addressed it properly, and I showed how there is a plan. Now, after I showed that, now you went to 10 different other things which didn't have nothing to do with what we talked about yesterday.
Let's be fair. All right. In 30 seconds, can you tell us, point us to the plan?
No, I took an hour and pointed you to that. I took an hour. I took an hour. People, you can go replay again, because those who have a good faith argument, you'll see the plan, you'll see the strategy, and you'll see the success, and you'll see the plan today. So I took an hour and showed that, which is on record, and then you came back and said that I didn't show it, and then you start talking about you said you had so many things that weren't in good faith. I can't even respond to each other, but some of the contradictions that you pointed out are not contradictions. Yeah, the white man, the Honorable Elijah, we don't use that link. The white man is the enemy, but that doesn't mean that does not mean that we don't abide by the laws of the land. We abide by the laws of the land until it goes against our religion. So if we start a company, so we don't do business in the land, the whole thing is about doing business. No one ever taught us, Honorable Elijah Muhammad never taught us to go against the law of the land. So that's that. But I'm not going to belabor the point. Shout out to Grand Sheik. Thank you for letting me come on here. Shout out to Moorish World TV. Peace.
Let me add this to my brother.
I ain't got the energy, Sheikh. I ain't got the energy.
The only thing I'm saying is
I'm in good faith argument.
Let me say this. Only thing that you provided was clips of things that had been demonstrated in the past. You never laid out a plan.
I laid out a plan. Brother. I laid out a plan. I showed you the plan. I showed you the plan in action. I'm not going to rehash that. You said we didn't have a plan day before yesterday. I played your clips.
You don't, brother. You never. Let's ask the people in the chat. Let's ask the people. Family, press 1 if you can understand the plan that he presented to us. Press 2 if you didn't see a plan or understood or you didn't understand the plan. 1 if you seen the plan. 2 if you didn't see or hear no plan. 1 if you seen it. 2 if you didn't. Come on, brother.
That.
Stay Focused Media, the only one that got your back.
Stay Focused Media. Yeah, so thank you, Sheikh. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate Moorish World TV.
Brother, the only thing I'm saying is you don't think it's time for us to revisit and sit down and come up with something that we can act out and move on tomorrow? Or you think you good? You think we good?
No, I think everybody work on what they working on. We gonna work on what we working on. You work on what you working on. Let the Crips work on what they working on. And when it's time to come together, when it's time to connect, we'll connect. The bottom line is,
you see, you said it again. Let you work on what you're working on. We work. That's the point that I was making. You made my point again. I said there is no plan for us all, regardless of persuasion.
At the end of the day,
and you said, hold up, you just said it again. You work on what you working on, we work on what we working on, and that's my point. There has to be a plan that includes everybody.
At the end of the day, we are going to be in a separate state or territory. Those who want to be in that will be there. Those who don't, you can stay here and follow Biden.
Well,
you can be a Biden sexual.
Hey man, what happened to that $1 billion? Y'all get
I'm not here to talk about that. I don't know. but I tell you what, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna abide by the law.
Yeah, you're supposed to, brother.
Of course we're supposed to. So all of that, we're gonna take this.
You're right. Hey, listen.
All of that. I just don't have the energy, Sheikh.
No. Listen, family. This is my bro. I love my brother Warren, and he's going to be coming back doing a presentation before y'all whenever he's ready to do it. Not a debate, only reason we did this is because he came on the show and said, no, you're wrong. And so I invite him to do this. But
I want to hear the debate.
No, but he also has a presentation that he wants to bring to the people that he told me maybe a couple months ago, and I got caught up in the militia stuff. I don't know if you still got that presentation.
Yeah,
brother.
Did you watch it? Did you scan through it?
No.
That was work that's being done. That's showing all the work that's being done.
Listen to me. What I'm saying is I want you to bring a presentation without the rebuttal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Without the rebuttals. You know what I'm saying? I watched it, but I'm just saying I think it will fare better for those who may be interested in the Nation of Islam or may be interested in the program of the Nation of Islam to see it without, myself with a rebuttal or without the theatrics and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you my bro, man. I mean,
and no doubt.
We all have philosophical differences.
No doubt. I knew I know you come with it. But a lot of times you come with, well, this time, not a lot of times, the Nation of Islam ain't fraudulent. But
No, I never said that.
no, I know, I know. But when you exposing those frauds and the agents, I got you.
But you got Polish fish though. You buy fish from Poland.
We doing business, bro. We're doing international business. We didn't say the white man is the devil, people. But we don't not going to do business. Peru is our people.
I'm messing with you, brother. All right, family.
I know. Oh, Ishmael Bey. Ishmael Bey said, "Take that L and learn from it." I ain't seen him since RZA got to him a couple years ago.
Hey, listen.
I ain't seen it. I was surprised to see you here.
But look, Ish might be coming on now. Ish
RZA got with him.
But look, Ish might be.
I know he ain't talking about no L's.
Listen, Ish might be coming on soon, so you better be careful now. Watch what you say.
Ain't nobody think about Ish, man.
Watch what you say.
Ain't nobody think about Ish.
Ish got a mean. He got a mean star in the crescent.
Ish ain't got.
He got a mean star in the crescent. You know what the Chinese people call it, throwing stars. He got a mean star.
I was surprised to see him here after.
You better be careful. You better be careful.
But no, the other day I ran across that video. It came up in my timeline, and I watched it because I knew somebody was going to say something about Scientology. So I watched RZA get with him. But
well, you know, that's the reason why I don't try to. I let those who speak on the Scientology. I mean, I don't have a horse in the race, actually. You know what I mean? My thing is the only reason we having this conversation here because we're talking about our people, whether they in or out the nation morals or whether they not or da. That's the only reason we have this conversation. But I don't have a horse in the race when it comes to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad or Scientology, whether it's good or not. I know personally me that I would never introduce anything by a European to my people. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to spiritual development, I couldn't. But that's just me.
Okay. So it's not. I'm not going to get into it. But do you go to college? Would you send your child to college?
Yeah, to bring the goods home.
Okay.
Yeah.
You send your child to college, right?
In fact,
and learn a white education.
No, let me say this.
For a purpose.
It's not that I would send them to college. If they wanted to, then that would be left up to them.
Did you go to college?
No.
Did you go to high school?
Yes.
Was it a black-owned high school?
No, but I was forced to. I didn't have a choice in the matter.
Right. I got you, but that's what it is. I'm not gonna get into it, but that's the correlation. That's the correlation. If you're a Muslim, and you are, we get knowledge from anywhere.
Yeah, but
we go out and seek knowledge until we return.
But when you say that one is anointed or inspired or, you know what I mean?
It's knowledge, brother. That's all it is. It's knowledge. It's knowledge. Period. I mean, no matter who it comes from, because you driving a car that's made by a European.
That's not what I'm saying, though. I don't have a problem with the European. You know what I mean? I expect the European to be who he is, and he can't teach me nothing spiritual. That's the point that I'm making. Okay. I have no problem with the European.
But RZA dealt with that. RZA dealt with that.
What I'm
not here to deal with that.
I have no beef with the European. None whatsoever.
We know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Because he's going to do what he has done for over 2,000 years. He's not going to surprise me.
Right, but that's the problem. It's not about being surprised. That's the real enemy. That's the real enemy. But
no, the
we
real
focused
enemy
on
is you. The real enemy.
That's the real enemy.
No, the real enemy is us when we allow us to forget who and the practices that Europeans demonstrated against us. We become our own enemy.
I got you. I got you. We can go semantics all day long. We are our worst enemy, but that's our enemy. It's both of them. I understand you. You're talking to somebody who understands you.
Is the white man the devil?
What has he shown you?
No, I'm asking, is he the devil?
No, I'm asking you. What has he shown you?
No,
is he a saint?
Listen, is the white man the devil?
I'm asking you.
Elijah Muhammad said the white man the devil, but I'm asking you.
And he told us not to use that language.
Who?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us not to use that language before he departed. He told the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, don't use that language anymore. Say the slave master's children, the enemy, or Satan.
This has got to stop, bro.
You know that. You know that. You know that.
If he the devil, why can't we say it no more?
We can say it.
Let me say it.
No, let me ask. And you were quoting Colin. You were quoting Colin. You wasn't quoting the minister when you said the goddamn white man. The goddamn white man.
I'm messing with you, brother. I know you, brother. I salute you, brother. Hey, brother, and reach out to me, brother. Like I said, it's no you don't have to financially support. I want you to come and talk to the people, brother, without my interjections and without my interpretations of my understanding. Whenever you're ready, all right.
All right, get with Brother Carlos, man. Get with Brother Carlos and build with Brother Carlos. I know he's your man, but work with him. Do some collective work and responsibility with him.
We gonna be, man. COVID messed us up this year, man. You know what I mean? It kind of slowed everything up. But Carlos, my man. I like Carlos. He right around. You know, I live right around the corner from the mosque.
Okay,
I can walk to the mosque from my house.
Make sure you go on study group. Make sure you go to study group
to teach him something. You want me to teach?
All right, look, I gotta go more.
You want me to teach Minister Carlos? I ain't going for that.
All right, my brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salute Morris World TV. Wa alaikum salam.
Hey, family. So look, before I get out of here, family, I want to thank my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, he left with a smile. And I still disagree. You know what I'm saying? I still disagree. But he left with a smile, and that's what it's all about. And I hope that we can, on this platform, that we can, even if we disagree, we can always leave with a smile. We can always leave as brothers. You follow what I'm saying? I really hope that one day we could get to that. A disagreement should never interpret as hate. A disagreement, especially in philosophy, it should never be interpreted as that I dislike you, that I got a problem with you. I just disagree with you philosophically. And I think that we need to have these conversations more often because our people are being robbed and pillaged. It's just what it is. And we all need to be held accountable. We all need to be held accountable. It's time for us to be accountable. So I salute y'all, family. Hey, I don't think, listen, I don't want to say this while you're gone, but I don't think it's wise in this hour to go against the people's grand sheik. It's just not right. It just ain't gonna end good. Cryptonomics. It just not ain't gonna end good. Siraj Moel. Going up against the people grand sheik is a tough one. I'm telling you. I look in the mirror and I get scared. Man, he better not try to get me. I be in the mirror like, you better not try to get me. I be scared of me. You better not do. Hey, I even tell my wife every time she get mad at me because something is not looking right in the house. I left dishes or I didn't pick up after my stuff, my tools around the house. I said, keep on. I'm gonna put you on Morris World TV. I put my wife on Morris World TV. I had slides and everything. Show you the video when she threw my fez. Boom. She got mad at me one day and just said, boom, hit my fez. I got the video. She don't know I recorded it. I got cameras here, like punked. I got punked cameras in my house. That's right. She got mad at me one day and was like, and hit my face. I'm like, what? So with that being said, family, peace and love. I can't let the video go too long, but we be back tomorrow, family. Peace and love. Go, go, junkie. What it do? Lock it in the pocket and give it to the rock now. Yeah, rock steady. Go, go, junkie. What you know about rock steady? That was my favorite Congo player. Y'all want to see the rock steady dance? We want to see the rock steady dance. You remember that go-go? You don't remember that go-go junkie? Remember rock steady dancing? Y'all don't know about that. I'm going to show them videos one day. Humbly Melanated says she on wifey's side. That's what wifey did. My fans. Shalom, Ghost. Yes, indeed, family. Good stream, peace, and love.